What's up, traders? Welcome. What's up, investors? Welcome. In today's video, I got a few juicy picks lined up that I'm looking at heading into the week. But before I get into that, please slap a like on today's video. Please make sure you share today's video and leave a comment on today's video. I'm trying to reach our community with this information and keep us abreast to the transition that's going on out here in these financial markets. So make sure you support the channel and the video by hitting that like button, subscribe button, and leaving a comment on today's video. So basically what I've been doing today is Halloween. Happy Halloween to everyone looking at today's video and watching today's stream. What I've been doing this morning is just scanning the markets, and I came across some gems, right, that I would like to share with you all. I know a lot of y'all are interested in investing, and I'm just trying to offer a safe haven where you all could come and get information and see how I strategize my entries and my exits when I make trades and investments, and see how a portfolio in the digital world, the digital aspect of things, right, in cryptocurrency, should kind of be structured coming in, right, before we go out losing our money, chasing big pumps and all that good stuff. So slap a like on today's video and let's get into this. And I do apologize, I got the ball game going on in the background. Panthers are up, just scored a touchdown. Anyway, but yeah, this, I guess we can look at this first since I got it up. What I have on the screen is Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin is fine. I know there's some fear coming into the market, right, as we're selling off, but all we've done is back tested 58,000 for the first time in history, and it held that support for now. But I mean, Bitcoin is up 100% since June, man. Since June, Bitcoin is up over 100%. I mean, why, if you've done this thing correctly, like, why would you be worried right now? At you're up here buying 60K again, and now you're getting scared because Bitcoin is looking weak. It's looking a little weak at the moment. So, but we've back tested 58K, held it for the first time in history, right? This thing can come all the way down to 50K and we'll be fine. It's looking a little weak at the moment, right? Tick back bearish on the RSI, but yeah, we're okay for now. For now, we're okay. I mean, take profit and be happy with that. It's up 100% in just a few months. So moving along out of Bitcoin, let's take a quick look at Ethereum before we get going. ETH, pretty much same pattern structure as Bitcoin. We know these larger coins, right? Projects tend to follow Bitcoin, right? They're like butt buddies. Their setups are very similar to Bitcoin. So Ethereum looking very much similar to Bitcoin, looking a tad bit weaker than Bitcoin, if I shall say so myself, with the Class A bearish divergence, right, that is taking place, right? Lower highs on the oscillator on the RSI relative strength, higher highs on price. That is a good indication that the move up is weakening. We're not saying we're going to zero, right? We're not saying we're going back to zero. Bitcoin is, or the run is over just yet. Could be over. I mean, at this point, who cares? You seen what happened over the last year or so, right? So it could be over, but we don't know that yet. Right now, it's looking weak. And I mean, in my opinion, I would love to get a retest to this 2800 area, but we don't know if that'll happen. But yeah, Ethereum, same as Bitcoin, looking weak at the moment, and we'll see how it follows up, right? All right, now let's get into the juice, man. Let's get into the juice. I'm gonna start with Tezos. All right, Tezos, larger cryptocurrency project, all right? Larger cryptocurrency project. Their development team and what Tezos is doing, how they're tokenizing real estate and all that good stuff, man. Awesome project. I advise anybody to research this project. I think it's a good one. It's a long-term hold for me, and that's what I'm doing with Tezos. I'm trading it, and I have a bag for the long term. This is the Bitcoin pair, though, right? So on this pair, it's not the USD pair. I'm not taking my US dollar and buying Tezos. I'm taking my Bitcoin and buying Tezos, right? And as Tezos price goes up, I'm earning more Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin is looking weak, that's in a good place to be right now. You know, some traders don't suggest that you trade the Bitcoin pairs, but I'm in this thing to accumulate Bitcoin for the long run. And if I can find moments on these price charts where these Bitcoin pairs are looking like they're gonna outperform Bitcoin, I'm attaching some of my Bitcoin to it, so that way I can earn against Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's going down, I can accumulate more of it while it's going down. So that's how I'm playing these, and Tezos is in a good spot to do that. Looking at this chart, I'm loving it at these levels. You have a bullish cipher pattern that's playing out. That's in harmonic. As you know, I trade harmonics. You can see here all over the screen these beautiful, gorgeous M shapes, right? I trade them often because they are often reliable. The bullish cipher pattern, right? It's the most reliable harmonic that exists, right? This thing wins 70% of the time. So imagine catching these cipher patterns, right, across multiple asset classes, right, that are in history, so they play out 70% of the time. So imagine sinking your money in something that plays out 70% of the time. Look at those odds out here, man. That's the importance of learning this stuff. So yeah, bullish cipher pattern here on Tezos. It hadn't played out yet because we need price to fall back and down and test the 786 fib extension, right? That will be your buying point. But sometimes though, that's why I'm watching it. It's on my watch list now. I hadn't made my entry yet. But yeah, sometimes these market conditions are so bullish, right, that it doesn't come back and retest the actual textbook fib extension, right? So most importantly, what you would like to note is that you have a nice sell-off, right? This thing is down what? This thing came down what? 76%. So Tezos, there was a 76% sale on Tezos just a few days ago. This is like going to the grocery store, right? And I don't know, you're buying milk or something, or let's say a higher price item, you're buying steaks, and you walk into the grocery store and you see steaks and they're 70%, or they're 76% off. What are you gonna do? Even if you don't need the steaks right now, you're gonna buy those steaks because they're on sale, right? And that's the same way markets. That's the same way in the markets. Tezos was down 76%. Deep retraces, value perceived areas, right? The reason why you'll buy those steaks is because of the fact that you see value. And it's the same way on these in the markets. 76% discount on Tezos. You have buyers stepping here at this level. And how do you know that? How can you confirm that buyers are stepping in, right? You see on these oscillators, the MACD and the RSI, you see what's called convergence and divergence. And right now, price and momentum is diverging. You see price making lower lows. Here on the RSI, the relative strength indicator, you're starting to make higher highs. So this is letting you know that the momentum is picking up and buyers are stepping in here at this level, right? So it could lead to something. Here on the MACD, what you have here on price, right? What's on the MACD? You have a lower low on price, right? And I'm sorry, on momentum. Let's say momentum. And let me start over. On the MACD, right? You have lower levels of negative momentum, right? And then here on price, you have a higher high on price. So that's hidden bullish divergence, right? You can look this stuff up. That's hidden bullish divergence. And what that insinuates is that price continuation to the upside. So here on Tezos, at a 76% sale, you have hidden bullish divergence that presented itself on the MACD that insinuates price action continuation. And then here on the RSI, you have Class A bullish divergence, which hints at a reversal at these levels. So this is why I'm liking Tezos at these levels. And then you are back testing. Let's see if you back testing any critical support levels. Look at here, right? Man, this stuff is like, I'm sorry. This is becoming second nature a little bit, just a little bit. I can clap for myself, right? I can celebrate myself, right? So here, right? Look at this. What was once resistance, right? Let's make this bigger. Let me make it big for you, baby. Here, right? You see it back testing price now, back testing what was once resistance, right? Now as support, back testing this level as support here. Let's see if price can hold and bounce here, right? And that lines up with this high, wick high, all the way back in January of this year, right? So let's see if what was once resistance, right? You see price came up, tested here back in January and got rejected and came back down, came back up to retest this same level, the same area, and got rejected once again. right? So now let's see if what was once resistant can in January become support here in as we enter into November. So we got an eye on that. But while I'm right here, let me mark out this before I leave Tezos and go on to the next one. Let me see if I can just mark out this level here real quick. Let me just keep that right there. Let me keep that right there real quick, and I'll come back to that later. All right, so the next one. What was it? It was another cryptocurrency, ICX. Love what ICX is doing. I have entered into ICX on this trade setup. As soon as I can find it. Where are you? ICX. Love what ICX has been doing over the last few days, right? Completely love it, right? So if you're unaware, right, the markets sold off here pretty good, especially altcoins. Altcoins sold off here pretty good over the last few days, like around about Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, right? And you see ICX, it gave a little, but it didn't give a lot, right? During the intense sell-off, it held this ground really good, and it finally broke this falling wedge, right, that you have here. And more importantly, let's go back into time. Story time. Let's go back into time, right? Let's look at ICX. So going back, right, to here, this is the first time I published this about ICX. Back here in over the summer. Video is on my page. If you want to go back and check out the video, it's on my page. Go look at it, right? This is the first time I published a video talking about the breakout here, the double bottom, right? The bullish divergence that was taking place down here, all that good stuff about price continuation and reversing to the upside, right? We got that, and we hit our targets up here at $2, right? We talked about all that good stuff. That was a good 1x, right? And still going, right? So look at what happened. Right, look at the inflection points, right? Look at how bullish this freaking thing looked, right? Well, looks, right? So here, going back, I'll just go back here to January this year. You can see where when price broke this green inflection point, it ran all the way up to $2 and some change, right? Eventually going all the way up to $3.23, right? As soon when it finally got above this, right? And as you can see here, this red, right, inflection area, right? Price back tested it at support. You got the bounce back up, and once price broke this, you went all the way back down eventually to 64 cents, right? So you can see the importance of this green level when price breaks above it, where it could run. And we can go back a little bit further. You can see the same thing back here, right? I know this looks a little weird, but just walk with me. You can see when price finally broke above this green inflection point back in time. This is all the way back in 2017, right? It ran all the way up to $13, right? From where it first broke the inflection point down here at $1, all the way up to $13, right? As you can see, price again, let me make this bigger for y'all. God, I'm doing so much moving with this, but we got to go back into time to understand what's happening in the future, right? When in the present tense. And so you can see price coming back down to test this red inflection area here at support and getting a bounce, right? And once again, back here, once it finally broke the red inflection point and the green, it ran all the way back down to 40-something cents. That's what happened all the way back in 2017, 2018, right? So now, let's get back to the future. Well, the present. So now, right? We talked about it. You had to break again all the way up to $3. You came back down, all this bullish divergence. You was back testing, double bottoming here. Insinuating continuation and reversal to the upside. You got above the green level, and we talked about once you get above this green here, you could easily see $1.50 to $2, right? We talked about that back then, and a lot of us still have positions that are still currently running on this asset. And so now we got above this red inflection area, right? We came back once again, tested that support and confirmed. Right, back tested that support again, and proved this to be support once again. And as it's back in time, look at all these touches and for support here. So we got it again, but now, right now, this asset was so bullish, like this time around, right? This time around, this asset was so bullish that the buyers, that the demand was so strong, it would not allow sellers to even back test this area, right? They couldn't push it back here again. And you got this higher high form that was extremely bullish, and you got the breakout of this falling wedge pattern, right? You got the breakout of the falling wedge, And then you also have this diagonal resistance here. You got to break out above that. And then you also got to break above this horizontal resistance, right? That you can go back into time and see confirmations as support resistance back in 2018, 2017, and earlier this year. So you got to break out of the diagonal and the horizontal resistance. There's so much demand here that sellers couldn't push it back down to this red inflection point, which they've done time and time again. So much demand here, they couldn't do it, and now you're broken out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's move on. That's ICX. Sheep talked about taking profit at profit levels on sheep. Not gonna look at it. DENT, right? Made a few posts about DENT today. Remarkable. When I say remarkable chart setup on DENT, beautiful, beautiful, right? Back here, right? Dating all again. This is a Bitcoin pair. Bitcoin is slipping, right? I ain't gonna say slipping, but Bitcoin is moving sideways, right? Between 60 and 58 for the most part, maybe 61 to 58, right? Moving sideways, and it's kind of looking a little weak, right? So this is my opportunity that I've used to gain on Bitcoin, especially if price, nice hit. Watch this Panthers and Falcons game. Mike Davis and Shaq Thompson just laid the wood to him. But anyway, going back to 2017, 2018, right? Let's look at DENT. Beautiful chart setup, right? So here, this is what I was talking about. I'm sorry. This is my opportunity I've chosen DENT as my opportunity to gain against Bitcoin, while Bitcoin looks like it may be slipping, coming down in price. So looking at DENT Wireless. All right, so starting all the way back in February of this year, you had this huge bullish Bartley play out, right? There's charts on my page with this too, right? There's charts on my page. You can go back and look at it. We talked about the pattern completion zone. We made our entries when it was getting out of this inflection point, right? Right, when it got above this, we made our entries, right? We talked about that, and we posted the result, right? The reaction. We posted that. So going back in the time, beautiful bullish Bartley came back down. You got your reaction, right? And now price has been consolidating. And now while price is consolidating, look at what happens here too. Very similar to ICX. Understand your levels, right? As you can see here, once price broke this support resistance area, right? This inflection point, that's when price went and ran all the way up to 1,892 Satoshis. This is Bitcoin, not dollars and cents. So anything less than a Bitcoin is valued in Satoshis, right? So that's when this thing ran all the way up and tested 1,892 Satoshis, right? Once it got above this red inflection point that was once resistance, right? And now, look at what happened since you got that and price has been consolidating. Right here where price has been consolidating, seller stepped in right here and pushed this price right all the way back to this red inflection point, proving it to be to this red inflection point where the bottom, right, where it was in. And you got your reaction, you formed this beautiful pennant formation, and you also got the back test here, the double bottom here, right? And let's look at the oscillators again. What do you have? Class B bullish divergence here and class B bullish divergence here. That's the second strongest type of divergence that you can have right here at the double bottom, which is also happening in the apex of the pennant, right? It's right here at the apex, and that's where breakouts happen. So you have volume stepping in, you're going positive. Look at the positive momentum coming in on the MACD, right? Buyers could be stepping in here and may have absorbed all of the supply that the sellers had to sell, right? You can see clear absorption taking place here at this level, right? Sellers are trying to sell it off, trying to push the price lower, right? Buyers are in there buying up all that supply, And sooner or later, once the sellers sell off their supply, they don't have anything left to sell, and that demand there push prices higher, right? That's how that works. That's a little market psychology, and you can see that playing out right here at this level on DENT. Are you fine? Go ahead, do your thing. Got a little food ordered. Daughter friends are here, about to eat some pizza and stuff. But yeah, so you can clearly see that happening here on DENT, and now it is breaking out. We're gonna wait for the confirmation, and we're gonna take our entries here and see if we can gain some of that good old Bitcoin. that the institutions and are coveting right now. All right. Let's see if we can get some of that good old Bitcoin. All right. So that's DENT. And I'm gonna get out of here in a second. Let's take a look at a few stocks. Microvision came across the trading desk last week, and this is my setup on that. Just sitting here waiting. Again, you had this bullish cipher, right? The more reliable harmonics, you have one that's could be in development, right? Again, back testing, critical support levels, right? The indicators are insinuating continuation and price action reversals, but we would like to get that back test of the 786 to the to 88% retrace, right? Come on, let's get that. But again, like I mentioned before, it could be so bullish, could get so bullish here and start to reverse. So we'll see it. But you have this beautiful bullish cipher here, right? Just sitting here hawking it, right? Waiting for the optimum entry. Get this thing up to the 786. Right. It's close enough. So just barely, right? Barely. Just barely came down and just barely escaped. Almost touched it, right? So not yet. Not yet. Be patient. Trade your system. Bullish cipher, right? And you see the returns on this setup if this thing reverses here. 109, 195, all the way up to a 280%, right? Could happen. We don't know. We don't know. But yeah, Microvision, not quite ready. Not quite ready yet. AMC, right? The meme stock. AMC, bro. AMC is looking good. That I cannot lie. Right? I don't follow I don't like to get into this meme stuff, right? But I know a lot of people are in it, just like Doge and Sheet. I don't like to promote those because I don't want anybody to think I'm getting paid from promotions or I'm out here trying to pump a bag or something. So I don't like promoting those meme coins and meme stocks. Oh, you fine? Go ahead and get you fine. So I don't like promoting those. I don't want to get the wrong idea out here in social media. But again, let's take a look at AMC. It's looking beautiful. It's looking pretty good. You don't have the divergence. You got the bullish convergence, which is okay, right? You have the gorgeous, you see these pennants and these wedges all over the place, and they're reaching the apex. That's where the move happens, right? That's where the move happens. And there was something else about this chart. Okay, that's what it was. So you have the, what you have here, 58718. 786. You have the bullish Gartley pattern that is set up on AMC, right? And you got your entries back here when the price broke out of this inflection point, right? So I think we ran up a good 60% back here, right, on this reaction. And now you have the sell-off, right? You look for the reaction, and this could be the confirmation low on AMC. Right, and you do have some bullish divergence playing out. Let's go to it. Let's zoom in on this thing. It looked like there could be bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Let's zoom in. Yeah, if I do say so myself. It's kind of weak though. It's kind of weak. All right, it's kind of weak. It's not very strong on the MACD. On the RSI, you have some class B bullish divergence. It's the second strongest form of divergence. So you do have that on the 4-hour. That's looking good. You're back testing this inflection point. You're holding that support. Right here, you got the bottom, one bottom, two bottom, double bottoming, and you have some divergence there. And you have higher level. What's that? You have lower levels of negative momentum, right? You can see the negative momentum starting to dry up some. Let's see if buyers see the same thing I see over the next week or so on AMC, and let's see if we can catch some bids, and let's see if this thing can start to reverse, right? And start to head back north. Well, not actually reverse because it's still in an uptrend technically. The uptrend hadn't yet been validated, but it's trying. But let's see with AMC, but it's looking pretty good, man. I can't lie, it's looking pretty good. Something to watch if we can get the breakout, right? If that divergence is, can you see? Yeah, you can see it on the daily too. So you do have it on the daily. right? That same divergence, convergence, right? Looking good, looking good. Less and less negative momentum here, right? Starting to dry up a little. You can see a little bit more on the 4 hour, not so much on the daily. So yeah, man, we just keep an eye on this thing and see if we can get the breakout on AMC. I feel like I'm missing out one stock. I think it's one more stock. What if we covered so far? Tezos, crypto, DENT, crypto, ICX. All right. I feel like it's one more stock that I missed that I wanted to talk about. AMC, Roblox, we already got longs in that. Tesla is amazing. $1,100. I wish I had more, but it's all good. I got some, so I'm in that thing. There's another stock I wanted to look at. I thought. See if I can find it real quick. Wasn't